front of me is the 9090. And long ago, with that stuff called Dymo tape, we marked it as 9090 hard disk, 7.5 megabytes, BBS, device 9. It still has, although it's trying to come up, original sticker from Commodore business machines. Anyway, as I said, I've not had this open in a vast number of years. It only takes, from what I remember, and I could be mistaken, there could be 5, it only takes 4. Is that coming loose or is that just turning? Oh, it's coming out, okay. Only takes 4 screws that I remember, it might be 5. Maybe that's why I thought the other board, the upper board of the 9060, lacked a little support because it didn't have. Oh dear. That screw does not fit. There it goes. Oh, that is tight. Very important when using Phillips or any screwdriver to have the right size. That screw does not look like an original. That looks like more like it came out of a Commodore 64. But anyway, it works. So now, carefully turn. It's funny, I was watching, when you talk about screws and heads, I was watching something about the Hubble telescope. It was called Disasters in Space. And they had to replace the power supply. They sent a shuttle up to do it. Last chance to do it because the shuttles were going to be retiring. And out this guy goes with all these specialized tools that they made, and doesn't he get the handle to where there's one screw left, and he stripped the head and there's nothing to be done with the screwdriver anyway. And NASA's going crazy, going, oh, what are we going to do? Because without this handle coming off, they can't go forward. They can't do anything else on this thing. So finally, one of the many engineers sitting on the ground, and I don't even think this guy was I think he was at home sort of observing, said, well, you know, if I was in my garage, I'd just give the thing a yank and rip it off. Because really, if you're in space and there's this handle that no one else is ever going to pull on again, because they're never going to probably never touch the Hubble again, does it really matter? And you know what, if he rips it off, I mean right now they're running out of time, they're running out of air, they've got to get this done. And if he rips this thing off and it causes some horrific damage, well they were screwed anyway. And really, I mean, if worse came to worse later on, when they go to put things back together, they could always put the thing back in with 3 screws instead of 4. Anyway, I don't know if they ever put the handle back on. So, oh, I should look at the back before I see, and see if I see any other screw that might be part of this. And the answer is no. So there is the top. And as I look at this, and I look over yonder, everything looks much the same. I think, oh. And here's an interesting moment in time as I glance down here. The jumper that I spoke of, oh wait, maybe there's more jumpers. The jumper that I spoke of that I thought should be different on this other circuit board is in fact the same. Interesting. I think that is the jumper that would tell it what size the drive would be. I think. I don't know. But I think it is. But we'll see. I see there are other things over there, but I don't see it. Anyway, you know what? I have, there's some dust. I have a plan. And as they say, stick to the plan. So, these are the screws from the case. 3 I think are original, 1 is definitely not. As I look, these are I have the 4 screws from the original drive over. I always like to put the same screws back in. So, by the way, I am nervous. And I think I should use this screwdriver because it fits the screws better. So, if I am not mistaken, that screw is not wanting to connect. But it has, it's released. Oh, I think I know probably what's happened. Probably the leg. Yeah, the leg is attached. Oh, that's interesting. Very easily, and without fanfare, this power connector already has let go. So be it. Alright, now, I'm going to set this down again very carefully. Remember, this is the drive that works. And with great care and reverence, tip this over. While I'm here, I will get the little leg and put it back where it should be. And in so doing, I just dropped a screw somewhere into the drive. Oh, grand. Okay, I have a plan. So, I'm going to, just as I did before, very carefully give this connector a little bit. Just a tiny little tweak with this screwdriver. And then at the other end, a tiny little tweak. And I do see some movement. I do. I want to just take it very slowly. I hate, kind of like a lot of people like to use chip pullers that have these 2 legs that you clamp on, and they often end up producing a violent sort of release. They do. Okay. Okay, so the second circuit board is out. It is. And as I look around, I don't see any other jumpers. I don't see them. So, I'm curious. But I have a plan. I do. So, I'm going to take, oh, before I do that, I must rescue the fallen screw. I'm sure it will do no harm. heard it. There it goes. Okay, the fallen screw. Alright. So, now, I will get the 9060 circuit board. And with great care, okay, there is something, of course, I have not done, which I must do. This connector must go onto these pins, and they must, the pins I find on these things are very strong, but still, I don't want to break anything, so, oops, I want to line everything up just so. Now this circuit board does have also some movement to it, but anyway, it's in, it's on, shaboom. So, all right. The 9060 board is in the 9090. Just carefully lining up the holes with the screws. I would hate to think that I've gone through all this torment for so long over a jumper that shouldn't have been there. But it would also be nice. Okay, so we plug in to the LEDs that show us what is what. Turn this around very slowly. Careful not to ever drop it. And you put, boy, that really doesn't fit very snugly. I gotta look at this. Yeah, that's in. I think it did have, at some point, something to help it stay there, but I don't see it there now. Alright, so, it is done. Now, the one thing I'm also going to look at, while I'm here, is well, this is interesting. This could also be part of the problem. Except I'm looking at the board the wrong way. Okay, so things are written backwards. So yes, these, the chips on the top, which I really think are EEPROMs, are marked 300517-01, revision B, and 300516. Well, this one says -1, this one doesn't, revision B. And there's another chip, 300515, revision A, revision A. We have a 6522, we have a 6502. And then I'm assuming the other two are 6532s, even though they're not marked that. But they are, that shoots, and another 6502. So everything seems identical. It does. So now, I guess the only thing left to do plug this in, connect it to an IEEE cable, connect it to a PET, and see, this is the drive. Let me double check. It's a 9090. This drive, if this circuit board is good, then this drive should still work exactly as it did. And if there's something wrong on the circuit board, it won't. Anyway, I waited years to do this. Years and years. One of the reasons I was so terrified is years ago I did try to very carefully take a 6502 out of another drive that I had that wasn't working, and the whole socket came out, which... But anyway, I'm not doing that. I'm just, you know, doing things. So I'm not going to do anything else right now to this. It's time to test it. And then, as I always say, we make it up as we go along. And if this goes well, then I know that the problem is not on this board. But then, of course, I don't know where it is. But that is part of the story, part of the game, part of everything. And you know, I'm not sure. I think I want to lean that against the wall. I don't want it to fall down by accident and hit the circuit board. So, stay tuned for the next installment of the 9090 project. Bye for now.